Hello, fifth grade families and students. This is Mrs. Watelier. I just wanted to film a video about fifth grade homework because I know new routines can take a little time, and for my visual learners out there, seeing it might be helpful. So every Friday on Google Classroom, myself or one of the other fifth grade teachers will post an announcement listing all of the homework. So we've got everything listed, and then down below we have any needed links and attachments that they might need. So let me go through each subject. So for math, every single week they will have some kind of problems to solve, and Miss Anderson always provides the page that has the problems as well as any notes that might be helpful for them. They can either print this page out and turn it in with their work on it, or they can write the problems on notebook paper and bring that in. It's due every Friday. Math homework is always the same. Social science homework is always on STEMscopes. It's always the same. It's always found on this STEMscopes website, which they log into with their lunch number and their birthday. So always we will have that posted with the link to STEMscopes down below. Reading homework. For reading homework, they do a reading log, and it's contained in a separate post on Google Classroom. So if you go up here to classwork, and you go down to the homework section, because we try to label the assignments. So the homework one is a reading log. So it's got a description right here. We don't need them to log their minutes every single night. We don't need them to log which nights they specifically read. It's on an honor system. They should be reading about 20 minutes each school night. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna log books on their 40 book challenge as they finish them. So when they open this up, they'll have a Google Sheet that has the 40 book challenge. And so it's got all the different genres. So say, for example, today they start reading for their reading homework, and they're reading Wonder, a realistic fiction book. So they would put the title, Wonder, the author, and then they would put today's date as the date they started it. They don't need to log anything else on this reading log until they finish that book. So the assumption is each night they're reading about 20 minutes. When they finish the book, they would put the finish date. This is optional, and students are supposed to let their reading teacher know if they want to learn how to do this, because they don't have to. Excuse the mistake on the year. Obviously, it's for this year. Let's see, what else? So each week by Friday morning, they need to turn their reading log in on Google Classroom. They would click this turn in button, and their reading teacher would check over their sheet, and then we'll turn it back to them so that they'll have it for the next week. So each Friday, they'll turn it in, we'll check it, we'll return it. The next Friday, they'll turn it in, we'll check it, and we'll return it to them. So that's the reading log. I've told them if they have questions, they can add a private comment here for me. They can also post a class comment if they would prefer to ask a comment that they think everyone might be wondering. So that is the reading homework. Let me just go back now. Language arts, so writing homework. Usually writing homework is just, there's a grammar quiz every several weeks. So like in 2 weeks, they have a grammar quiz on collective nouns, verbs, and that includes irregular and active voice. I've got notes on collective nouns posted down below. Once we cover verbs, I'll post those also, probably in the next homework post. In addition to making sure that they understand the grammar concepts that we're learning in class, they want to make sure they're prepared for a spelling test. So they have a spelling test over list 1, Friday, August 31st. That's next Friday. We don't have any spelling homework that we have them turn in. It's just their job to study their spelling list and make sure they know how to spell those words. I do always provide a link in Spelling City to Spelling City, which they can, which they would go to, and they would find this week. So we're in the first 9 weeks, week 1, list 1. So it'd be 1.1. They can play games here. If they prefer to study for spelling another way, they're welcome to do that. But again, it's all in the homework announcement each week. Finally, social studies. Social studies, we just post what the homework is, but their social studies homework will always be done in their social studies notebook. So they have one quote, We started the quote in class today, and they know that anything they didn't finish on their quote, they would finish for homework by next Friday. So their quote section in their notebook, they have a reference page for writing in cursive, and then their quotes are always done on 2 side-by-side pages like this, with the quote glued in on the left and the it written in cursive on the right. If they forget what they're supposed to do, it is all on this inside cover of their notebook, and it explains exactly how to do the quotes homework. Quotes homework must be done in the notebook. It cannot be done on separate paper and glued in. Part of their responsibility of doing this is remembering to bring the materials home. In their notebook is their materials. In addition, they're going to do 2 maps each week. We did the first map together in class, so New York should be done if they were staying on task in class. The second map they would do is Texas, and this is in their map section of their social studies notebook. So map section is around page 40 in their notebook, and this is what a completed map would look like. We did this one together in class. If they forget what they need to do for their maps homework, they would look right here, and maps homework is explained on the inside front cover. So that is homework for the week. Each week it will be posted right on Google Classroom. You can always log into your student's Google Classroom account with their login and password. If you have any questions that I haven't covered, ask your student. We've gone over homework with them. If they are unsure, send us an email or have them post a question in the comments on Google Classroom. Thank you for hanging in there. I know this was kind of a long video, but I hope that it was helpful. Thank you.